Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Cherise and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
So good morning, everybody. Happy New Year, because this is the first time we've been back since the New Year. So happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, happy 2025 is here.
Right. I'm so excited. I still haven't gotten all my goals written for 2025, but I'm on my way. I'm in process. Process. So y'all should see my living room right now. It's like the Christmas tree is being taken down. So it's on the floor in one corner. Then on my, I put a table in the living room so I could get some work done. So I got calendars, like 2 computers. Like it's just looking so crazy. So crazy. Yeah. Boxes, Christmas stuff to order. Right. So
the only way to get there.
How was your Christmas?
The holidays were cool. They were so chill. I just got I got some rest and I got some downtime, some mental time that was extremely important, and organization, just getting 2025 organized. That was super important for me. I'm still not completely there, but I do have everything set to put on my calendar. So that's a big deal for me. Usually I'm not even there. So I feel more organized this year.
Good. I am so not organized at all. Yeah. Matter of fact, in my mind, I was going to do a January event on January 24th. That's this way. I'm not ready for that event. So good thing it was only in my mind. Yes, but I feel bad that I'm going to then I got to cancel it in my mind. Like, then I'm a little hard to
well, no, you're just moving it. You know what? I would love
I might move it. That's a good idea. I might move it. In my head, I was going to do 1 workshop a month, and January just came by. Okay, so this is what happened to me over Christmas break. My dad called. Y'all know when y'all parents call, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Hey, can we host this wedding at your house? Wait, what? Okay, it's just gonna be a small. I'm just your cousin. I'm officiate. She just want to get married. You know, her and her fiance. They just want to do something real small because he's about to ship off military. Okay. Well, I could have it at my house. No, Daddy, y'all can't have nothing at y'all house. It's just my parents are both about to hit 80. Like my dad hits 80 this year. No, my dad hits 80 this year. Y'all don't need to be hosting people at y'all house. Like it's going to be a lot on them to get the house ready and everything and cooking and cleaning. Okay, I got it. Yeah. But that took all of my December. I mean, it just took, it was, I had a girl spend a night party, a boy spend a night party. We had to celebrate my mom's birthday, then Christmas itself. And then I had to prepare. So first of all, shout outs to every single one of my friends who helped me. I had so many friends who just helped, just came by and helped with the decorations, came by and cooked the meal, came by and just, one of my friends just took me out to eat because she was like, I can see how tired you are. So, so it was a blast. So on January 1st, my little cousin, my second cousin, little cousin, she got married on my patio. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. But I came out of the holiday season thinking that I was going to have all of these days where I was going to sit and I was planning for the business and it's going to be a 2025. It's going to be great. Because in my head, I had about 3 days dedicated to just sitting at the computer and banging out projects and planning and getting the calendar ready. And I wasn't able to do any of that. And so now it's the 14th and I still feel like I'm catching up. So, so I enjoyed my family. I did. But I still left the holidays feeling tired. When I came back to work, I was tired. It was one of those, I need a vacation from my vacation. Yeah. So I'm doing something new for next year. Completely new, which is also what I want to talk about today. Our topic for today is breaking through burnout, how to have balance and hustle, how to do them both. And I'm going to throw in there with family as well. Because when you want to be there for your family, you want to do all these great things for your family, but you always want to do all these great things for your business. And you still need to rest. Like you can run out. You can just be doing all the things you want to do and still be absolutely burnt out. Like absolutely burnt out.
And don't know it.
And don't know it. So I will say one of the things that I'm going to do next year is I'm going to take myself on a cruise. And then my hope is to take myself on a cruise and see how it works. And then to take all y'all on a cruise with me the next year because because we all needed that time to just spend dedicated to our business. Now, my friends was like, I ain't going on a cruise to work. I get it. So she might not come. So if you don't want to come on a cruise to work, I get it. But the idea of just being able to sit and get your work done and planning and calendar and not have to worry about food or cleaning up or doing anything is so attractive to me. So one of the things that I think you can do for burnout or to prevent burnout is to make sure that you're scheduling times of work and rest or a way to work and rest at the same time. And so my idea with the cruise is we could like do a 3-hour work block in the morning, a 3-hour work block in the afternoon, and then have the evening just to chill and relax and, do whatever you can do on a cruise ship. But the tip number one for breaking through burnout it is planning, is proper planning. Like just plan out, okay, how am I going to get all of these things done? How am I going to get all these things done? One more thing I want to say, and my girlfriend was like, you can say no. I do know I could say no, but I really don't like to say no to my parents.
Oh, yeah.
And if it came to them having to host a family event or me having to host a family event, I'm going to take it from them every time. That's one of the reasons why I got my house is so that they no longer had to do that. Because it's a lot on them to cook and clean for sometimes the wedding. I think we had about 60 people in my house. That's a lot.
Oh, wow. I thought it was about 10 or 12.
It kept growing.
60 people?
It kept growing. Like it was like, oh, so sound like so and so want to come now. Okay, so and so want to come now. So I originally agreed to an event that was probably going to be about 30, 40 people max, and it just kept.
There's a lot at your house.
It is a lot. So anyway, my house was still very entertaining, but it was more of a time that it took. Like just, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So giving yourself permission to say no, permission to say no, having friends around you that also remind you that it's okay to say no. And so because even though it was, hey, Carlin, if you're out there, hey, Carlin is the one that was like, okay, you can say no. Like, let's get, before you agree, you can say no. I had already agreed, but it was so nice just to have that conversation with her and to have a friend who gave me that permission. And so if none of you guys have a friend, I'm giving you permission to say no. And if you don't say no, to know the reasons why you're not saying no. So, okay, I turn it over to you though. What you want to talk about? Burnout and healing and hustle and grind and not burning out and what?
Well, for one,
I sit at your feet. I sit at your feet. Just go.
Look, we you know how we do go back and forth. But so one thing I'm going to say something kind of controversial, and forgive me with the lighting today. You all, it was too bright in there, and here is doing all this. But anyway, it may be a little controversial, but we have got to begin to unlearn a lot of things that are so traditional. And like, for instance, this really, you can beg to differ, you can differ, you can not, whatever. This really isn't not our new year. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And here we are, oh my God, I didn't have this and I didn't have that. Stop. It's not even, let's go back to Christmas. I don't want that to be the topic. but we put this pressure on ourselves. It's already Christmas, and then you had a wedding during December. The yeses, the yeses, the yeses. Christmas is already a whole yes too. Oh, you're a single woman. What do you do during Christmas? Give, 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 and you're not getting a lot back. You know what I mean? For some people. I had to change that because I found myself always running and giving, and I wasn't getting back what I needed,
Yes.
And on top of always being a giver, right? But here comes Christmas season, this holiday season that we got from somewhere, because it's just so many things. What it's supposed to be, the birth of Christ.
Right.
I'm gonna stop. I digress, right? But we got it messed up. Why are you going into debt during that season? It's a giving season, not a season to go into debt. So you're going into debt, and then you're coming into the new year down and out. You spent all your money. So
I want to say, because I think when you said debt, I think most people heard financial, but it also just a deficit. So a deficit of time, a deficit of energy, a deficit of joy. Like what's happening, and are you going into a deficit during that time period?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And then you're expected to jump into the new year and
hit the ground
running.
Hit the ground running. Right.
It's not real. So guess what it goes back to? Your season.
Oh, say
right. And you are the one that really helped me to start to embody these seasons. This is not the season, but go. So stop. It was a trick. Okay. So anyway, we can make that another subject, another day. Let's go back into this burnout. But do you understand why we be burnt out?
Yes, I do understand.
We're celebrating stuff that isn't even of us, of our culture. They're lies. It's a lot of lies that we're out here pressured on. So anyway, this is what causes burnout. So I wanted to really talk about a lot of the symptoms of burnout that I think people are ignoring or don't even recognize because this is their norm, right?
Right.
Don't realize, like emotionally, you may be detached. What is detached? Detached is I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to go anywhere and see anybody, right? The self-doubt, feeling overwhelmed. We walk around constantly overwhelmed and unmotivated, but everyone is telling you, oh, it's the first of the year. You should be rah, rah, rah. And you're not motivated,
That's a good one.
Because you're burnt out. People are forcing you to come outside and making you not making you, but putting you in yes positions when you're not emotionally there because you're burnt out, but you're still going and showing up, right? And this is what causes the physical symptoms, like when you're fatigued, chest pain, heart palpitations.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I really wanted to say those words strong because you have symptoms and you think it's your norm because you work so hard. No, you're not supposed to be walking around feeling that way.
Yeah.
These are burnout symptoms.
Okay. So what do you want them to do? So when they realize, oh my God, I think I'm burnt out. Yeah. Okay. What do you want them to do?
What I want you to do is what Natalie said. Natalie said, take a freaking break.
Oh, yes.
Pull back. Give yourself permission to say no. It's a no. It's a season of no. It's a season of yes. No, it should be a season of no as well, and a season of chill, and a season of not. Sometimes you don't even want to learn. You've learned enough. Now, how about processing it and embodying it?
Right. That's a good one.
So I feel like that's what January is. Like for me, December, January, because I purposely pulled back because I was so burnt out. I guess a good 5 years ago when I was going through the divorce and going through
Change
salon,
the business. Yeah.
the business transition, like all that. I didn't realize that was burnout.
Mm-hmm.
I was a walking zombie.
Mm-hmm.
But who knew to tell me it was burnout? People will say the word crash and burn, but you're looking like, what? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
No, you're crashing and burning.
And I think for so many of us, when I look at my friends, because I have some like awesome women in my life, like they are just all amazing. But what I noticed is that they are so used to running and doing and getting it done,
Yep.
that burnout can be so subtle for them. That you don't. And so like one of my friends, I know when she's burnt out because she doesn't have the capacity anymore to return phone calls. But she's still doing all the things she's got to do. So she's still like taking care of the family members. She's taking care of her. She's still running the business because you can't not run the business and paying the bills. But I can tell when she's starting to get burnt out because she stopped returning my phone calls. And so so if you are one of them women that burnout is so subtle for you because you can't stop the train. It's like even though I'm burnt out, I was in my mind, I got a picture of somebody who's like asleep at the wheel and the car is still, or the train is still rolling, but the driver is asleep because they burn out. They just can't.
Yes.
And so just kind of be aware of that. Your life may not stop because it has its own momentum, and yet you can still be burnt out. So look for the little things in your life to see, okay, what am I doing that I used to do? What am I doing that if I had more energy, I would do?
Yeah.
If I had more energy, would I do? Or what am I not doing? And if I had more energy, would I do it? Like little subtle things like that. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. So, I believe so. It's two things. There's two things that were coming to mind.
Go ahead.
Have you seen this lady? There's a TikTok or Instagram or something out there where a lady was in a Tesla on the highway, and the Tesla was driving itself, and she was knocked out. Like I'm talking about knocked all the way out.
Right.
And people are looking at her like, oh my God.
Right.
But the car was driving itself, so she was asleep on the way to work. Hilarious.
Oh, baby, not on the way to work. That's not good.
No, isn't that bad? But I just, I think fatigue is our norm.
Yes.
Unmotivated is our norm. Like we just get up and go anyway. And that's only okay to a degree. You got to push through, but we live our lives constantly pushing through.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like exactly what you said. You have got to give yourself permission you got to create the breaks, right? And I don't think many people are creating the breaks, and then they end up having to take a break because now you're having some sort of breakdown, physical, mental, emotional, and that's where we get stuck. For me, it's huge that I sleep well. I have to sleep well. Period. I'm the type of person, I will shut down in your face, looking at you straight in your eyes if I'm sleepy, and you like, what? And I'm sleepy. My people call me a narcoleptic. They like, you have got something is wrong with you. I'm like, no, I'm just sleepy, and I'm gonna go to sleep in your face if I am.
That's so funny.
I can't control it, so I have to sleep well. And
let me just. There was I think her name was Susan Power. She was this exercise guru, I think in like the 80s and 90s, and she has come back and said that when she was like at the height of her career, she was telling everybody like get up early and exercise is the most important thing. And exercise is important. You do need that heart pumping and blood running through your veins. You do exercise is more important. But she, and I don't know if it was recently, but a couple of years ago, she came back and said, I realized that sleep was more important than exercise. She was like,
Yeah.
because you need sleep to recover. Your body needs to
Every
recover,
time. Yeah.
And I thought that was just really interesting that she came and said that sleep is so important to you. And so having a good sleep hygiene, especially if you have any type of heart issues or there's heart issues in your family, you've got to sleep. So 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Try to do 6. Try to do 8. Try to do 8. Women need more sleep than men. So if you have a male partner, understand that you will be asleep longer than he is. It's like, it's a thing. You're not making it up. Don't try to keep up with him. It's not that thing. Train him to understand that if you sleep, you sleep. And so,
but that's not how we were trained. We were trained to take care of everyone. So how are we going to sleep more than everyone when you're supposed to be the one taking care of everyone?
Oh, girl. So yes, you're gonna have to
you got to keep the house. You got to cook the food. Make sure everything is in alignment. And here we are.
Here we are, burning out and falling out all over the place. And I just don't want that for us. I want us to get to balance. And so these are some of the things. One of my girlfriends said, because of the holidays, and I packed so many like family things in, she was like, how about you spread it out throughout the year? And I was like, what a novel idea, but it doesn't feel as easy. But when I started thinking about it, like, why doesn't it feel as easy? And for whatever reason, I've prioritized the holiday as family time, and the rest of the year is work time. And so for me, particularly, I'm having to do some paradigm shifts on that. I got to do paradigm shifts to get to balance. Like everything. It's so funny. It's like we need deadlines, and yet we don't need deadlines. And so I'm going to ask everybody to just look at each situation and figure out if you need a deadline on it or not.
Yeah.
Or like, what type of boundary do you need? My brother called me. I just love it. I just love him. Well, text me. And he was like, hey, this book, whatever he was reading, say I need to be reading a book a month. But I feel like that's a lot for me. It is a lot for you.
Audible?
Huh?
No,
well, he could do Audible, but he has 4 small kids. so I was like, what you want to do, don't put a deadline on how much you need to read. Let's just get consistent, and you read for 20 minutes in the morning.
That's good.
Let's not have I got to give 100 books this year. And so say that to everybody. You're going to need different things in different areas of your life. Sometimes it is going to be, no, I need to put this type of structure in and get this thing done. And then sometimes it's just, no, I just need to be consistent in doing this one thing. And so giving yourself freedom to figure out what you need in your life right now. If you have small kids, like, you still fixing their food, making sure they're getting dressed in the morning, doing all of those small things that can't be unsupervised, then you want a life that works for that. And so watch what you're listening to, because I don't want you listening to things that are going to make you feel all super pressured. And then figure out how to get whatever you need to get done in a nice, consistent way that supports your life. It's not at odds with your life. And so, for example, I was on a call workshop, who knows what it was. But the guy was saying is you could write a book 5 minutes at a time. He was like, honestly, God, if you get some paper set up somewhere or a computer set up somewhere where you can just go sit down and write for 5 minutes, he was like, you can get it done. He was like, I promise you can get it done 5 minutes at a time. And so he was like, you need to have something where like throughout the day you can capture ideas, and then 5 minutes every morning of writing. He was like, go get you there. And so there's so many different ways to do life. So many different ways to get your goals accomplished. There's no right way to do it. Now, some of you guys, some projects, like I'm getting ready to give myself a goal a deadline on a particular project because I've been working on it too many years now. But and so that's what I need right now. But something else, I may not need that goal. And so really sit down and figure out, what do I need for myself? What is going to work? Not what everybody else is saying that I need to be doing right now to be a millionaire by the time I'm 21. Like, what do I need that's going to work for my life? Like, and there's no rush to get there. And so I joke with my people sometimes and say, it's not a joke. I really believe this. You can do everything you want to do in life, but you can't do it all at the same damn time.
Yeah.
And so let's like ease up so that we don't wind up burning up. You don't want to be the person that gets everything done and then dies of a heart attack. Like, please don't be that person. We want to get some things done, and when we want to enjoy life. We want to get some things done, and we want to go on vacation. And so there's this continuation of bringing everything into balance. So let me ask you, why do you think it's so hard for people to balance? What do you think?
Because they are people pleasers.
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, say more.
I just believe
how do you see that?
Everyone is always trying to please someone else besides themselves. So whether you're trying to, please your community, your children, your spouse, your friends, your parents, it's always about someone else besides you until you do have a freaking heart attack or a stroke or a mental breakdown. It's like Joe Dispenza talks about, people ending up in that space where you end up changing your life because you have to change your life because something tragic has happened. That's typically when people end up realizing that they have to do the reprogramming. They have to do the unlearning and the relearning, right? So instead of being wise enough and putting yourself first enough or loving yourself enough to realize that I want change now, so I'm going to be ahead of the game before I kill myself or kill somebody else. Let me get ahead of the game. My thing is, we have too much information now. Just like we just had a simple conversation, right? We just had a simple conversation and told people what burnout looks like. So, Natalie, can you please tell me, in your opinion, what the results of burnout are?
Girl, I've seen so many.
Not the symptoms, but the results of burnout.
Okay, so the results. I've seen people's bodies actually break down. Like, you see them one day and they look okay, and the next day they look like they are aged 20 years. What happened to you? Body broke down, illness, relationships breaking down, their mental health breaking down, like just this breakdown, and our extreme isolation because they're breaking down. And so those are the biggest ones. Yeah. It's so shocking when like just a person breaks down. Like, and you see it, like, oh God.
Very evident.
Right.
Which ends up in, the heart attacks and the strokes and the death, right? And the illnesses, the chronic illnesses, right?
Right.
So, but we're telling you right now, we're informing you, reminding you, showing you, triggering you that some of the symptoms are detachment. Yeah. Some of the symptoms are overwhelm and, just not wanting to be around people, not wanting to live, not wanting to be happy. Right. Those are the symptoms that will get you to the heart attack. That's literally what burnout is. Yeah. And that's what I mean by we have too much information to be there. We don't. Start now today, reprogramming your mind. If you want to live, if you want a better life for your grandchildren, for your spouse, start to reframe your thinking and your habits.
Yeah. I want to say this too, because I know I've said this out loud to a couple of people, and then I saw them break down. So if somebody in your life is saying, hey, you look tired. Hey, I think you need a vacation. Hey, I think you might need to take a break. If you hear that from more than two people, like two different people in different areas of your life, something like, oh, you look tired, oh, you need to take a break, oh, da 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 da, I'm gonna need you to heed that. Like, that is the universe telling you that you need to stop and listen. Because I've just seen when people don't stop and listen, and then something happens and they're down for 3 months, like, physically, or just something happens that lays them out. And so your life will tell you, the universe will tell you, God will tell you, it'll be that whisper, and you've got to pay attention to it. You've got to pay attention to it. So I think the other thing is, there's a Bible scripture that says something like, judge yourself so that you don't have to be judged. And so if you can start slowly improving yourself and figure out, okay, what's not working with my life, and get it working in your life, that's going to be so much easier, which is what Cherise just got finished saying. Like, figure out what needs to be changed before it needs to be changed. Like, let's go back to basic. Let's see, diet and exercise. How about we start working on that, changing that before you had a heart attack? Before you had a stroke. If you're supposed to be taking the medication, take the medication. Like, do the things you're supposed to be doing before something happens. I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, people have warnings about something, whether it's a warning in their spirit, or somebody has said it out loud, or they just happen to watch a random TV show about something that just didn't sit right with them. Like, somehow when you start paying attention to it, the universe will warn you. It'll tell you. Yeah. You gotta listen. You gotta listen. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
As a therapist, Natalie, what do you feel like is the number one symptom that you see? Hey, Donna. Hey, Juanita. How are you? Good to see you over here on Facebook. Stay tuned in. We're talking about burnout today.
Hey, ladies. I think the number one system I see is that isolation.
The isolation. Do y'all hear that?
Yeah.
The number one symptom that she sees as a professional therapist is isolation. Are you isolating yourself? And I mean, isolation is common now.
Isolation is common.
Yeah, it's very common.
And so what you're looking for is, because I think everybody has a lazy day. Everybody needs to have a do nothing day. Yeah. And that's very different from, I ain't got it, I'm just going to lay in the bed because I ain't got it. It's very, very different. And so if you're feeling that I ain't got it, I'm just going to lay in the bed, I'm just going to sit on the couch, I'm just going to do this, I'm not going to return these phone calls. I ain't got it. Yeah. And then it gets into this almost downward spiral. And so, because you're not returning phone calls, then somehow, now you start feeling alone, right? Then next thing you know, okay, don't nobody love me, don't nobody care.
You're a victim.
Ain't got nobody. Yeah. Right. And it just kind of keeps going down and down and down and down and down. And most times we don't realize how our own actions contributed to it.
Yeah.
And so it's always so interesting to say, okay, but nobody called you and checked on you. Well, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so did. And do you return their calls? Well, no. Okay, well, no wonder you're feeling isolated. Like, no wonder you're feeling like nobody cares for you. Like, relationships are give and take. Yeah. What was the expectation? And so that you could just take and not give, not. And so please keep yourself from isolating. But keep yourself in relationship with people. And it's okay to answer the phone and say, hey, I'm having a real bad day today, but will you call me back on Friday? And I promise that we're going to talk and spend some time. Like, you can take time and stay in relationship.
For sure. Save your relationships at all costs. Save your relationships at all costs. And all that takes is communication. Like you said, let a person know, hey, today's not good, or even this week. Like you said, call me on Friday. I'll be in a better place. But do check on me. I'm giving you permission. Like, don't leave me alone. Don't let me go.
Right. Right.
Because that's a piece of it. Like, you got to stay tuned in, tapped in with people, because, people are really suffering. And, some of us suffer differently and on levels that others wouldn't understand. And then a lot of people are good at playing the game of looking okay. I think we're all guilty of that. Levels of, I always tell people, you would never know I was depressed because I'm so high energy. When I'm low energy, I'm still big energy. And I think it's a lot of us that walk around that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you are tuned in, tapped into your people, you can recognize it. And you should be the one to hold them accountable. I never forget a girlfriend of mine. This heifer don't never wear the same clothes over. I was like, you done had the same outfit on for a couple weeks now. Every time I saw you now, you didn't have it.
Right.
And then the breakdown, that's when the breakdown came, girl, I haven't, but I was like, okay, cool, well, come on. Let's go chill for a little bit.
It's so interesting when you do know your friends.
It's more important. But Natalie, I think people are scared of also being emotional. People are scared to cry. People are scared to be vulnerable with people.
What is that? I was thinking about that the other day. Because, of course, because I always joke with people in therapy, like, okay, but you get points when you cry here. Like, I'm going to give you some points. I'm going to pick up points. I feel like I'm doing my job. Like, it's okay. And then they'll still be like, okay, I'm sorry for crying. Okay, I'm sorry I got emotional. Okay, there's a time for it. This is the time and this is the place.
Yeah.
I got a case full of tissue right here. This is it. And so I don't know what that is in general of people not being able to fully relax and fully lean into a moment that brings tears. And I really think people are forgetting that is your body's way of relieving pressure. Why wouldn't you let your body function? Let it function. Now, granted, I don't want you on stage somewhere in front of millions of people probably breaking down and crying, unless it's like really appropriate. Or I don't want you to have to cry and go to work. But I do, once you get off work, once you get with your friends, once you get to a place where you're safe, to let yourself just cry. Please. Like, let your body function and work the way it's supposed to function and work. That's it. You're on mute somehow.
Sorry about that. I think it absolutely is the vulnerability. It feels like a weakness to people. And, a lot of women so masculine these days, we don't want to be seen weak either. So just, being seen weak is a problem. And I think that we are at a state where we all just need to have a day to cry. Remember when we had Hands Across America? You remember that? We need to cry across America. Right. You know how like you get in the prayer circle, and I don't know about anybody else, but soon as I get to hold hands, I get emotional.
Oh wow, that's
soon as we get to hold hands, it's like,
yeah. Oh wow.
So imagine all of us holding hands together at once. Even a small group, and just crying together, just being vulnerable together, and it being okay. The ugly face, snot, and the crying, everything it takes to get it out. A cry party. I've been thinking about that for a minute. Like, I wonder if people want to come over and laugh, just laugh.
That'd be good.
Cry too. We got cry sessions and we have laugh sessions. Feel good sessions.
So pivot on that just a little bit. Okay. Allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to laugh, having self-compassion. Because I have noticed with that, people not allowing themselves to cry, it's almost they'll kind of verbally beat themselves up for needing to cry. Like, why aren't you stronger? Okay, could you be nice to you? Could you let you cry? Like, just could you have some compassion that you have some emotions and that you can process all of the emotions? Like, we don't need to. what? Only take half the emotion. Right? Only the good emotions, the ones that
Yeah.
feel good. You gotta
Come
have
on.
all of them. And
Yeah,
talk
all
to
of them.
yourself very compassionately.
Hmm.
And so if you need a day to cry, it's okay. Give yourself a day to cry.
It's okay. It's
Stop
okay. You
trying to,
need it.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think um there's this pressure, and I really want to change it. I got to figure out where it's coming from. Where everybody's feeling this pressure to get everything done yesterday. So I want to, if I could pop that bubble, like if
Yeah.
I would pop that bubble, especially off of women to get
Oh,
pressure off of
girl.
us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crying makes you stronger. It does, Lisa, but people don't realize it's like the workout.
Mhm.
You gotta hurt.
Mhm.
You gotta hurt
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
order to get to where you want to be. And that's
Mhm.
like emotions, period. Those hard conversations. People don't want to have the hard conversations because they don't want to get emotional and
Yeah.
look and feel weak. Emotions can bring out so many different things. It can bring out anger, fear, embarrassment, humiliation. And those are the things that people don't want to face, and we got to be okay with that. Like, we got to get to
Mhm.
just being vulnerable with each other and sharing and caring, you
Mhm.
know?
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah.
think this is the thing that y'all forget is this is all how you function as a human being.
Mhm.
And so I want you to see crying as a way of taking care of yourself. It's the way of allowing yourself the process and the time to do what it needs to do. Because if you're able to cry now and get those emotions out now, that keeps the pressure cooking from the pressure cooker of life from building up
Mhm.
so much pressure that you blow up or something crazy happens or break down. And so just like I would love for you to see like exercise as a way to take care of yourself, eating well as
Yeah.
a way of taking
Yeah.
care of yourself, letting yourself feel all your emotions when you need to feel your emotions is something I would like for you to do as well.
Yeah, exactly. So Lisa says crying is a sign of strength, not weakness. Crying is the body's way to not only reduce emotional stress, but also process it. Think of emotions.
Yes.
Isn't that good? Think of
Mm-hmm.
emotions as an invisible force moving
Mm-hmm.
through the body.
Yes, it
That
is.
was good, Lisa.
It
Very,
is.
very good.
It's good.
Yeah. Thanks for popping in.
Thank you. I love it. I love you guys' wisdom, the wisdom of the collective. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it.
Wisdom
Okay.
of the collective. Absolutely.
All right. Winding down, what do you want people to take away from today about burnout, hustle and grinding? What?
I think I would like for the people to take away identifying burnout in yourself and your people, in your tribe, and don't let people burn out. Like, help them identify it,
Mm-hmm.
because we're walking around here operating in fatigue and overwhelm and as our norm. And it doesn't have to be, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we're stressed out and you don't have to be. Like,
Mm-hmm.
go, like your friend went and came and picked you up and took you to dinner, help them release. Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
what we are one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are not fully aware, of
Mm-hmm.
this universal shift, we are one collective. You are your sister, your brother, and your sister's keeper. If you recognize something in them that is not right,
Pick it
go
up,
get them.
fix it, say something, say something.
Say
And oh, okay, so the piggyback off of that,
something.
there's a way to call people in and not call people out. So
Okay.
calling them out is you need to be doing better. You blah 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 blah. Calling them in is, hey, let me come talk to you for a second. This
Mm-hmm.
is what I saw. This is what I'm concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to watch it. I just want you to know. And so it's done with compassion. It's
Mm-hmm.
done with compassion.
I have some things that I would like to maybe possibly help people with that I think are kind of easy for me, but may not be
Mm-hmm.
easy for the average
Mm-hmm.
person. Like, take a person a meal, take a person a smoothie, Grab a person by the hand. Give a person a hug. Look a person in the eye. These are the things that you avoid because you're afraid to be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Force it. Like you said, that, to me, that's a part of calling them in, letting them know this is a safe space. I'm a safe space.
Yes.
You know, sending a text, hey, what you doing? How you feeling over there?
Yeah.
What you got going on? I feel your vibe. Do I need to come see you? You know, so be open to calling people in. I love that. I'm definitely going to use that. Calling people in, you know, every day. Pay attention to people.
My takeaway from today is the words, and I got this from somebody else when I was in a mastermind with them years ago. I don't even know if they did something with it, but they were trying to do something with it. Grind differently. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Look, say it again. Grind differently. And so I would like everybody from this point forward to grind differently in their life. So I'm not saying stop working hard, keep working hard, but do it in a way that fills you with joy. Do it in a way that's restful. I think I was talking back in October and November. I wanted 2025 people to rest first. So rest first. And what that looked like is people making sure that they filled their tanks energetically before they did the work, which is equivalent to you making sure you put gas in your tank on Sunday so that you have gas all the next week, not what it felt happened to a couple of my friends in 2024, breaking down on the side of the road because they need gas. Okay. And then for me, when I do that, it always feels like the worst possible moment. On the side of the road when it's raining and it's snowing and it's freezing cold, that's when I need gas. Like, stop it. You had a nice, dry, sunny day in which you could have gotten gas. And so, and knowing and figuring out what those things are for you. Know, okay, when I do this, I feel restored. When I do this, I feel like I have more joy. When I do this, I feel content. And so figuring out what those things are and then putting things in your schedule so that you're filling yourself up along the way. And so those of you guys, because I know y'all going to do some great things in the future than this year. So that means if you're going to have a 5-day conference, I want you resting 3 days before, of just rest, not running around at the last minute and getting everything done, but just resting so that you can execute in that 5-day conference brilliantly.
Yeah.
Feeling restored. And so I want everybody in this year doing things from a place of restoration, of just being just filled up and giving from your overflow because you took the time to fill up, like you were just full. So, I'm so excited. So, okay. All right. Anything else?
That's it. I think we hit it. We did
That's
good.
It. Okay. All right. What big things you got planned for this year? Have you planned? Because you said you did your calendar. So what do you think?
Yeah. Ooh, my girlfriend glow ups, my CEO glow ups, my girlfriend glow ups. I'm super excited about those. I have my summit. I have the summit on the calendar. Come summer. Still, you know, that'll be my first big event of my own. So
okay.
Yeah. But it's on the calendar. Remember, I told you I had to fill the calendar in.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. But I'm excited to get back into the events. It's events for me in 2025.
Yeah. These events for me. Matter of fact, I have so many events in my head that I'm trying to figure out what needs to be done this year, what can be done next year. So real quick, everybody, I was working with a group of supervisees, and we didn't have cases because everybody had taken off for Christmas. So we didn't have cases when we came back to talk. And so we wind up just making our kind of agendas for the next 10 years. And it was so nice to sit there and say, okay, for the next 10 years in my life, what do I want? And so if you guys haven't done that, sit down and do it. Like just sit down and say, okay, what do I want for the next 10? What do I want my next 10 years to be about? And then fill in and work your way back. Because what happens specifically with me is this cruise. Oh, I don't have to do a cruise right now. I can wait to do a cruise in 2027. Mm-hmm. And there's this, it relieved pressure. It relieved pressure when I think about everything that I want to get done. Okay, we can do this in 2028. This can be done in 2029. This can be done in 2030. Like there's no, we have to get it all done right now. So that means this year's focus can be this thing and not everything. So, okay, but that's just a little
pressure off yourself and start on a small scale. It's just,
right.
Like you and I, like we have something that we have to do together. We're going to get it done. I think it's important to get it done this year on a small scale, however we decide to start it.
Yeah. But because April's our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, girl. I know. I was looking at the picture came up for our first meeting the other day. I meant to send it to you when we were at Nomads. Right. So yeah, it popped up. So I got to send that to you. But yeah, like
so maybe we'll talk. We'll need to do something in April. Even if we just do a 1-day event, like
that's cool. That should be fun. Cool. Okay, cool. Even if it's virtual, I don't care. Let's just do it.
Oh, virtual might be real fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Virtual we'll keep we can do what do they call it? When it's both. Hybrid.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So all right. We want to do. This is the time. I know you got to go. It's 9:52. This is the time. There is a no no's. Only no is I'm not giving up all my time, and I'm not. Everything else is
yes. Okay, cool. All right. I'll see you next time, my dear.
All right.
Bye.
Be good.